Okay, this weekend. This weekend may feel like we are getting a green light from the universe. So, over the next several days, little moments will have a way of standing out. A comment, a feeling, a chance meeting, a pull in a new direction. And we may start to notice that what used to be good enough, okay, doesn't quite fit the same way with us. It doesn't, we don't, it doesn't have a balance to it. And at that very same moment, we are going to be shown an option of what could possibly fit us better. So, it's like the universe says, look here. Okay, now look over here. So it could show up as an aha moment, an epiphany, a new thought, a different choice, a shift, a change in how we show up. This weekend could potentially open a door that we have been standing in front of for a very long time. So we'll break down the energy together. We start with the numerology, then we shift into the astrology, then, of course, we turn to the cards. But first, before we do any of that, I would like to say thank you. Thank you for being here, for your time, your love, your support. So, hi, I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and welcome to your Weekend Focus, November the 29th and the 30th, 2025. So, Saturday, the 29 energy. The 29 energy is, 2 plus 9 is an 11, which is one of the master numbers, right? So, the 11 is about understanding what we need to let go of, leave in a rearview mirror, put some kind of completion on, leave behind. The things that don't support us, the things that weigh us down, the things that keep us tethered to a past story. Let go of those things, but in that same breath, make a commitment to yourself. Set a goal or towards a desire, a dream, a passion, a love. And then give it your time, give it your energy, give it action on a consistent basis, and you will receive great success. And it teaches us how to do that each and every time it shows up in our life. If we look at the daily numerology, we'd be looking at a 2 plus an 11 plus a 9, which is a 22 energy. Another master number appears. So very strong energy for change and transformation and new doors to open for us if we are focused on where we want to go, what we want to step into, who we want to become, and who we want to do that with. The 22 energy is, it's about putting almost like a brand new twist on your dream, on your desire, even if you've had this dream for a very long time, to give it that rebirth and that sparkle of it being an aha moment. Reliving that aha moment and bringing it into life and putting your focus on it and your energy on it. That's when the 22 energy will skyrocket you. On Sunday, that was a lot. On Sunday, we have the 30. So the 30 is kind of like the 3 on steroids. Yeah, that's probably a good way of putting it. Whenever you have a number in numerology that ends in a 0, like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, you kind of get that, right? That 0 is almost like godlike in its energy. So it takes that 3 energy, which is our imagination and our mind and our thoughts and our voice and how we communicate. And it's about allowing, almost summoning in transformation. And it's through being curious, by seeking, like the world is unfolding around you for the very first time. Each and every time you experience it, kind of thing. You always see something new or different that catches your eye. and you want to know a little bit about this and a little bit about that, and you want to grow and expand your knowledge, your wisdom, and have a lot of fun doing it. If we look at the daily numerology, it would be a 2 plus a 3 plus having fun doing it. You kind of have to throw that in on your own. The 3 doesn't necessarily mean we're going to be having celebrations. Anyways, what was I saying? The daily is 2 plus 3 plus 9, and that gives us a 14 energy. That's having more by having less. So simplify in some way. Maybe it's your surroundings. Maybe it's your inner emotion. Getting rid of the clutter and the tension that you hold on to. It's about finding our true balance in the world. Not what somebody else tells us our balance should feel like, but what we deem is a true balance in our life. And the 14 energy kind of forges us into who we are becoming. You know, it's kind of like we are in raw form still. And as the blacksmith can take that hammer to that piece of metal and twirl it and spiral it, and we too are doing that, body, mind, and spirit, whether or not we're playing the active participant role or not. 1 plus 4 is a 5, and that is where joy and happiness steps in, because the 5 energy is about happiness and giggles and laughter and just being in the moment and experiencing the now and finding the beauty in this very moment. Looking no further, not looking at yesterday, not looking at tomorrow, but being here, present now. Okay, maybe you're overdue on that bill. Okay, that happens to all of us all the time, or has happened to every one of us at least once, right? We can all relate to that one. Being overdue on a bill, and so you're stressing about it. Well, unless there's somebody standing there ready to put the cuffs on you, right now you're safe, you're fine. You'll figure out a way of dealing with it. It's not as heavy as you think, so let the tension, let the thought go. You know, give it up to God, you know, give it to your angels. Say, you know, I'm going to put that into, when I have time, I'll dedicate time to just think about it. When we break up our time into, you know, this is the time that I'm going to look at my finances and my bills, that not only works it into everything, but it creates that true balance for us that we need. I'm getting way off topic here. Who is this for? You got to tell me, okay? Allowing your creativity to flow would be another thing. Well, since I'm jabbering, I'm kind of surprised because I really haven't promoted the 2026, the year that changes everything, which is only available on Amazon. It's available in Kindle, but I'm kind of like, I have to put out a big, huge shout out to you guys, because I am I'm overly impressed and amazed and thankful of how big your hearts are. So thank you. Links are in the description box below for, well, the calendar and the journal, and everything's there. Anyways, let's get back to you, shall we? Sun is in Sagittarius all weekend. Moon starts out in Pisces most of the day. I think it's not till like later in the evening, maybe 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, when it then moves into Aries. So being in Pisces all Saturday, we won't want the actual action. We're more in our minds. We're more in our thoughts. We're more in a relaxed state. So don't be too hard on yourself if you have a list of things, because I tell you, the moon will move into Aries and we'll be like, what have we been doing? We've been wasting the weekend away. I can't believe it. And all of a sudden we shame ourselves. We tell ourselves that we're wasting time and energy, and we're always like this, and this is why we're not getting ahead, and it's all your fault. My goodness, how often people say things like that to themselves. So go easy on yourself, because it's not until, you know, on Sunday when we start to guilt ourselves a little bit that we didn't really get anything accomplished on Saturday. So, you know, make it more of take a family walk through nature, or, you know, do something that is more harmonious and laid back, enjoyable, so that we can be in the moment, so that we can have the giggles and the laughters and create the memories. Now, this weekend we have two Venus. Venus is the highlight here. Venus is all over this weekend for us. Okay, two very potent transits. Okay, Venus will sit opposite of Uranus. Our wonderful planet of expecting the unexpected is the only thing that we can expect. And also Venus will be trining Neptune. And then after it is done having those initial conversations, the energy does continue. Venus moves into Sagittarius. So I'm going to have a sip, and then we will talk a little bit about Venus and Uranus. Well, there's going to be a clear tension, right, between stability and freedom, or comfort versus authenticity. Those should go hand in hand, but they rarely do. You know, Venus on the one side wants to feel secure and safe in love, wanting financial growth. The feeling of, I know where I stand. And then there's Uranus. Uranus wants change and fresh and new and excitement. Okay? Uranus wants to make more room for us to be ourselves, for us to take up more space, to demand it. Yeah, just to feel alive, not just, I'm fine. So we need to find our own personal balance. Thus, the 14 energy comes into play here, right between those two energies. Okay, so chances are what will happen is it might be a little uneasy in our relationships, our close relationships, our friendships. Maybe it's our routines. Maybe something has lost its spark, or has become too rigid, or dare I say it became boring. Now, there could also be very beautiful surprises when it comes to love, when it comes to money. There could be new attractions to new people, new topics, new things. You know, unexpected events. Uranus is involved. And we're going to have this strong urge to break out of some kind of role that we have been giving. You know, maybe where we have been over accommodating, or too giving of ourselves, or pretending. So we need to ask ourselves, you know, where am I settling for comfort at the expense of who I truly am? Or maybe where am I chasing excitement just to escape? And then Venus will trine Neptune, and that opens up a channel. There's like this strong current running between our deep emotional desires and our spiritual, our creative, our imaginative energy, our capacity for love, intimacy. We have more compassion. And it's almost like, you know, there's this hunger. There's this hunger for something more soulful. We'll be more forgiving, more understanding, more willing to see the best in someone else. Be careful of those rose-colored glasses, because we could see the illusions and not seeing what we need to see. We could brush over those things, so just be careful of that. But really, for the most part, it's a very beautiful energy. It can be very healing. It can be very romantic. It could be a very creative weekend for you. And then after Venus has both of these conversations, and the energy will last throughout the entire weekend, around 3 p.m. on Sunday, Venus will move into Sagittarius. But we will talk about that on Monday. Right now, we'll turn to the cards so that we're not here too long. Oh, I forgot to look. Okay, underlying energy. The Fool. Brand new paths. This is a 22 energy, right? 21 is the world, okay, major arcana, and then you go back to 0, right? So 0 or 22. So we have the Fool. We don't need anything other than ourselves. We've already got everything we need in order to start taking those steps we want to take. Now we need to be courageous. We need to be brave, or we need to at least be naive enough to think that we have the capabilities of succeeding. That there is a chance. You know, if everything just lined up just right, it's a win-win. It's a success. It's we've got this. We can accomplish this. I'm capable of this. And not knowing much of nothing. It's just we just have it in our soul and our hearts that we can do this. Whatever this is for you. But this is a brand new path opening up, or at least we are really contemplating how to move forward towards this new path. We have the Knight of Pentacles, but you have to have a faith, a belief that you have it, and you have to follow your intuition. You have to follow that gut feeling. You have to follow your own sage wisdom. You have to have a belief that if you show up and you keep riding that horse forward, then everything that you want will be in front of you and coming at you. And nobody can harm you, really. Nobody can take anything away. We hold that coin there. My goodness, we don't have our suit on, our armor on. We don't have any weapons. We don't even have a decanter with some water in it for ourselves, because we know, we have that much faith that if I need something, it's going to be there. It's going to show up, because it's not just me walking that path. We have a whole team with us. Whether or not you want to believe that or not, that's up to you, but you really do. So, and I know that beyond a shadow of a doubt. I have done my research over 40 years of reading different things and talking to different people and having my own experiences. You can't tell me otherwise. This is about showing up for yourself. To have a belief that if you keep showing up for yourself, you will have doors starting to fly open for you. The path becomes straighter. The clarity, the knowledge, the wisdom all comes in. The Strength card. Yeah. And our strength isn't by being overbearing or demanding. We just silently know it, right? We state our facts, and then we know that we've been truthful. We know that we stand with integrity. Okay, we don't get angry when somebody tries to tear us down. You know, people of integrity expect to be believed, and when they're not, they let time prove them right. We're not afraid of the lion. The lion isn't afraid of us. We work in a partnership together, recognizing each other's strengths. And so this is you recognizing your own strengths, maybe the strength within your community or your family or your friendships that you haven't been tapping into or being a part of. Maybe you haven't been offering the support in a relationship, or maybe they haven't been offering the support or the love. The people that you're in partnership with or in business with or within your families, do you trust them? Do you love them? Is there communication that needs to happen? Is there healthy boundaries that need to be set? And the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords says every question that you're asking right now, you already have the answer to. It's within. It's deep within. We're not going to get the answers from the external world. We have to look within. And we already know what the right decision is and the wrong decision is. But for many reasons, we don't want to do the right decision. Maybe it will upset the apple cart. Maybe people will be upset with your answer, your decision. But you already know it. And this is a lot of emotion attached to this. And it needs your courage. And you need to, I hear, honor your passions, your truth, in the discovery of choosing the decision that you know is best. So I get a lot of happiness and lightness. So it's like once you make that decision and you act upon it, you feel that relief. Have you ever done that? You've gone in circles, trying to ignore doing something or saying something, and then it happens. And all of a sudden you feel really good. You're like, I can breathe. I didn't know I was holding my breath. Okay. We'll go to the ancient stones. Oh, there is a card that does not want to come. Okay, I'll just drag you across the entire table then. So there. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's been a long day. A fun day. A busy day. Been very late in showing up here. I thought I'd be here hours ago. But I wasn't. Yes, my shed has weathered the storm. I'm so proud of me. Tell ya. Okay, we have Dancing with Stones. Movement, teamwork, and partnership. Okay, I'm going to get another sip of water. My goodness, I'm thirsty. I did have something very salty about an hour ago, though, so it's probably why I'm thirsty. Okay, Dancing with Stones. There it is. Okay, well, so I do. I'm holding up this card. I gotta get a little elbow brace there or something for myself. One of the best known stone circles in Scotland is the Callanish stones. Callanish stones on the Isle of Lewis, erected 5,000 years ago. While the purpose of this cross-shaped site has been lost to time, it's believed it may have been used for celestial rituals. Every 18.6 years, the moon dips particularly low over the hills to the south, and its light is channeled to the stones in an otherworldly display, almost as if heaven is dancing with the earth. The message of this card is to appreciate the steady pillars of union, partnership, teamwork. It invites us not to stay fixed in our views, our planning, and instead to dance with life itself. So very much the 5 energy. To dance with life itself. Yes, indeed. Anyone who has danced in a group knows there's such power in collective movement. However, in order to access it, the group needs to work together. How are you being called to listen more to the other people? What ways are you being called to flow with what is? How can you collaborate more effectively with others and work together as a team? This could be what? This could be with your colleagues, your friends, or your family at home. And when we soften our individual will and our ideas about how things should be, and instead see ourselves as part of a beloved group, what we then create can be multiplied. And when we work together for a common purpose, it's that much sweeter when we achieve it. Celebration is more fun, and each moment of the journey is too. The soul inquiry is, how are you being called to work with better with others, or appreciate those around you a little bit more? And I ask you, how can you just dance with life? Just because it is exhilarating and it's fun and it's free. It raises your energy, it raises your vibration, and therefore things of a higher vibration can come to me a lot easier, and they do. Okay, we have. Oh, we haven't seen the owl in a very, very long time, have we? Wisdom. There he is. The owl. Second sight, magic secrets, truth and wisdom. A wise old owl lived in an oak. The more he saw, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Why can't we all be like that wise old bird? Owl symbolizes the wisdom that you have, which spans your earthly years. Those of you who come in contact with it may be drawn to you for sage advice, your second sight, or your keen ability to keep secrets. You can sense the truth and untruth in people and situations, though you don't always follow through on your gut instincts. Owl tells you that you are interpreting the signs correctly and to believe in your abilities. Owl can also mean that there is someone keeping a secret from you or maybe being untruthful. This is not you being overly sensitive. Follow through on your feelings you have with your second sight, for if you don't, you may indeed regret it later on. And that is a lot of allowing your gut feeling, your intuition to guide you forward right now. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.